Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the 6 yard box. Welcome. This is the Champions League final between Chelsea and Manchester City. This is the tactical analysis, the tactical board of how the game will shape up, what the teams will do, how Pep will set up. You know, Pep is always Mr. Tinkerman, isn't it? So we want to see what will happen, how Pep will set up in this game, and that's the whole idea. We're gonna find out how they're gonna set up. The two teams are gonna set up, and we're gonna look at how the two teams are gonna approach the game. Chelsea taking on City in the final of the Champions League. It's gonna be an interesting game. So let's get quickly to it. Watch along kicks off. In about 8 o'clock. So it's about 60 minutes time. The watch along starts. So yeah, so so kickoff is about 8 o'clock for that game. Right now, we're just gonna have a look at what the two teams will do in terms of the tactical board. I've got the board up. Let me just share my screen and show you. Welcome to 6 Yard Box. If you're new to this, watching the video for the first time, please smash your like, subscribe to the channel, all the good stuff. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a very interesting game, and hopefully the best team the best team will win. We're looking forward to the final. So yeah, let's get cracking. Let me share my screen first. Got my board up. Yeah, that's my board. It's in the screen. You can see my board there. That's my tactical board. I've got for a team because I've just got the team list of the two teams, and I have to maybe change my board a little bit, and I have to make some last minute changes. So okay, so let's go Chelsea first because they're the team at home. According to these fixtures, the match is played in Portugal and in Porto, so it should be a very interesting game. Teams are going to set up. Chelsea are going to set up with a 3-5-3. They're gonna go three. No, they're gonna go 3-4-3. Sorry. Uh, yeah, they're gonna go 3-4-3. 3-4-3 set up. I think they're gonna match each other. I think. So the way I think Chelsea are gonna play when City have the ball, Chelsea are going to. I got a feeling. My feeling is telling me. That's my, what do you call it? That's my secret passion. I sing. I try and sing anyway. So, okay, let's get back into it. So Chelsea are gonna go with this 3-4-3. When they have the ball, it's Aspilicueta, you have Silva and Rudiger at the back. Chiguel, you have Jorginho, you have Kante, and you have Reece Williams in the middle of the park. Wing backs, Chiguel and Reece Williams. Up front, you have Mount, you have Werner, you have Havertz up front. That's how they're going to set up. Okay. So when City, the lineup is they have what do you call it? They have City. They have their normal back four there. I'm not sure Canelo is going to play. I think it's Zinchenko, but we don't know. But I'll just leave it like that. I think it's Zinchenko. So they're going to set up 4-3-3 at City with the false number 9. And the way Chelsea are going to set up in terms of when City have the ball. So Chelsea, the way they're going to go about this game is there's going to be two ways. When City have the ball in their half over there, Chelsea will try and press. Everybody will squeeze up and they'll go and try and press City in their own half of the field. Can they do it? That's going to be something that's going to be, everybody would love to see that. Personally, I think maybe they'll sit, but let's say they'll press. If they press City, they'll go and press City in those areas. They'll go and press City really high and try and win the ball in these areas. They will try and win the ball in these areas, and try and cause City problems in that area. Try and win the ball really high. If they do win that ball, if you enjoy, the fullback, the center backs will push up really high as well. They'll push up really high to this side. And City will try and squeeze up the pitch and try and push up, make sure they squeeze up so they can win the ball in those areas, in these areas. If they do win the ball there, that's like joy. That would be joy for them. And I think Chelsea will have success. That's one way they can have success if they push up and press City, which I don't think they'll do. But if they do that, they've done it before in the league. When they beat Chelsea, when they beat City, they pushed up. They try and press them really high. Rudiger will press high, and they try to win the ball really high. So that's one way Chelsea might go. And if they win those balls in there, then they're in business. They can just counter and they will cause City a lot of problems around this area and around this area as well. So if they win the ball, that's what they will do. They will look to exploit the ball into this area, and then get goals. Why not we get chances if they do that? So if they press City really high, that's one way they can go to get joy. That's the first way. That's the way they might try that for the first 10, 15 minutes and see what happens. The second way I think they will go to get goals is to, what do you call it? Is to actually sit back. The players are coming out now. Is to actually sit back and play in a low block and defend these areas of the pitch. So they'll defend this area, Jorginho, but the team is playing according to the reports. If he's playing Kante and Jorginho, how defensively can they be? That's going to be another question. So if they decide to sit back and play in a low block, they're gonna set up this way. They're gonna be that way, set up that way. Mason Mount we're talking there, and Alvarez we're talking there, and they will let City, according to the way you play against a low block. You let City have this joy down there. You let them have this area. Mahrez will have that side. He can run down there with the ball. City will play the ball to him there. They will let him have that side. And basically, they will let City have that side. Same thing on the other side as well. Raheem Sterling will go wide. And then they will play the ball to him. Nice little build-up play. City, what they do really well as well is they will keep you in there with these players and keep you in there. So, when they actually lose the ball, basically you're blocked in. There's nowhere to go. So that's another way Chelsea would do it. Chelsea would try and defend these areas, defend this middle bit area, this bit in there. They defend this bit in there, and then they will defend this bit. Chelsea will defend that bit, the areas in the middle. They will defend these areas as well. They won't let Chelsea get into the area, and they'll give up the space on the wings, which is like a sacrifice. It's a risk and reward kind of situation. You're willing to risk them playing the ball to the sides and opening to deal with the crosses when they do come in with your big center backs of Rudiger and Silva. So that's the plan. That's what you're looking to do. You're looking to go there, make them go wide. Then you're hoping to win the ball. If Chelsea win the ball in this area or these areas, then they are in business. Because if they do win it in these areas, Kante, then why not go that way or why not go that way? So yeah, you're saying why not going that way or you're saying why not going this way, depending on what he wants to do. He's gonna sprint that way, leaving spaces right in the middle for people to run into there. So why not we go that way or that way? He's got runners in Mason Mount. He scored loads of goals, a couple of goals as well. I don't know how many he's got to run into this space. Why not we go that way if he had to? Walker will be up here, that's for sure. Because unless Pep decides to drop one of them back there, or maybe leave Cancelo, I know one of them will be up. I got a feeling it will be Walker making a three at the back with Diaz and Stone because of his space, Walker's space. Walker is quick, so they will let Walker stay behind because he can cover the ground in case one goes into those areas. So Chelsea will look to break quickly, get the ball to him, get it to him. Kai Havertz as well, get him to him. Depending if what's his name, Warner goes in the middle, so they have the ball, and then they are in on goal. That's the way Chelsea will play when they drop deep, when they play in a low block. So they got two ways. They could go ahead to go and press them high, press City defenders high like they did in one of the games. I didn't even know that until I saw a video recently that they did it that way. They can either do that and then we'll press them high, frustrate City, let City play the ball out because when there's nowhere to go, when they're being pressed in these areas, they'll try and press City in these areas to make sure they get the ball in the final third, these areas, that area, and and that area. So that's what they want to do. They want to press them in those areas. So that's what City want. That's what Chelsea want to do. Press them in those areas. Press City in those areas. So they do that, they will get joy and get the ball, and then they can get in on goal. That's the first way. Second way is for them to drop into this low block area, give City the wings. City early cross the ball. City, they want to play in these areas in the middle bit in here and make sure they defend that bit. Chelsea, we are dropping by dropping what's his name? Mount and Kai Havertz into those positions. Can they defend? That's going to be another problem. Okay, that's the way Chelsea will go to get joy today. In terms of City, let me just get rid of this. In terms of City, what City will do is City only play one way, as we all know. City only play one way, so they would. City only play one way. They would. City only play one way. So what they will do is, let's get the Chelsea players back in position. So City will look to get you in. MU, make sure you're blocked in. These three will be there. When Chelsea set up that way, City will look to probe the ball because of these little dynamites they have in De Bruyne. You've been making those runs, yeah. So you see him going there. You see him making runs there as well, looking into the channels, and you see him going there as well. That would be De Bruyne's run for you. They'll push up really high, City. They press you as well. They put the MU inside like that. Sorry, the MU inside. They make sure you stay inside. They put you M'd in, so there's nowhere to go, and they get you into that area. So anytime there's a loose ball, they can win it back quickly and start to build up again. Gundogan is deadly. He'll be making runs there. He'll be popping up everywhere. You know, he could go there as well. Yeah, he'll be making runs everywhere. You know, he's very tricky. Same as what's his name? Foden as well. Foden is very tricky as well. He can go that way. You know, you can see him go that way. You can also make run that way. So you have people coming into the box from everywhere for City. Bernardo Silva is in there as well. Bernardo Silva is good as well. They have these little players, these tiny young players, these little players, players with tiny feet, low center of gravity. They're very tricky on the ball. They'll be causing problems. Silva, you'll be making runs into those areas as well. Like all of them do, they'll be bumping into the box. That's why. So City will want to play in these areas. They want to play in this area. That's where they get their joy from. They want to play in these areas, and then they'll want to play in these areas. They want to play in this area. This is where City will want to play their football. These areas, yeah. That's where they want to play their football, City. So they want to play their football in those areas, and Chelsea has to be very, very careful to stop them from doing that. So that's City's joy. That's what City will do. They will look to play in those areas and get De Bruyne on the ball as soon as possible. Just get rid of some of these lines. Yeah, get De Bruyne on the ball as soon as possible, and do what do you call it? Third man runs off the ball. There was always two, three people waiting for the ball. There's people running off you. Against City, you gotta be very, 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 very alert. Gotta be awake. Another problem for Chelsea will be their centre backs. Yeah, the centre backs are not going to be marking anybody. There's not going to be nobody physical against them. So Silva, Aspi, and Spilicueta and Rudiger, they're going to be left alone. So they will be shuffling from side to side, depending on where the ball goes, but without nobody. They won't be marking anybody. There won't be nobody. De Bruyne is not going to come up and stand there. He's going to be in these areas, dropping off and waiting for balls to come in. Silva is going to be joining. Foden is going to be joining. Sterling is going to be going wide. It's going to be tough for Chelsea, to be honest. Looking at it, there's nobody marking anybody, especially if you're centre back for Chelsea. You're thinking, oh, the midfielders have got him, but these guys just run off the ball. They do third man runs, where people pass the ball and they keep moving. They keep moving. So the key for Chelsea is to defend really well and gamble when they decide to press to win the ball up top. Um, Chelsea, the difference as well is the Moana. If he gets one or two chances from the break when he comes in here into the ball, if he gets one or two chances, he's got to finish it. He's got to definitely finish it because today there's no time. There's no Chelsea can't afford to be wasting chances, can't afford to be missing chances. And I think that's where the joy will come from City. City play only one way, they're gonna pass the ball, third man runs, play in this area that we talked about, play with a false number 9 with De Bruyne everywhere. You see him here, you see him here, you see him maybe sometimes dropping deep. Gundogan is very good as well. He's got double figures this season. He's gonna get goals as well. So yeah, it depends on how Chelsea cope defensively and how they do transitionally as well. In transition, when they win the ball, they want to get that ball forward really quickly. When they're winning, they want to get it forward into these channels or from here into these channels for Werner to go and run against Walker or I got a feeling Werner will be running, doing a lot more running towards this side where Diaz is, because I think he's got beaten up Diaz pace-wise. But if he goes and tries Walker, then he might come on stock because Walker is quick as well. So it's going to be a very good, interesting game to watch. Very, very interesting game. That's the way the two teams will go. Another thing is if Chelsea decides to press really high, like I said before, if they decide to press City high, when City have the ball, if Chelsea decide, okay, let's go and press them. Let's go. Let's press them. Let's show them we're the boss like they did in one of those games. I think that's that's going to be very risky because City has got one joker in the park, which is the guy is unbelievable, man. That's the keeper, Edelson, and Edison is very, very good with his feet. So if the ball is there and you decide, okay, let's go and press them. Let's go and press City. Let's go and press them. Let's go. Let's go and get the ball off them. Let's press them. De Bruyne will probably be there. And if you say, okay, let's go and press. Let's press. Let's press them up. Let's go. Let's get up. Let's go up and personal and go and press them. So if you decide to do that, boy, that's a big risk, man, because they're taking a big gamble there. If you decide to go and press City and then try and go there, go press the fullbacks, this one is going there. Rudiger will probably come and press here. Everybody's pressed up, and you're thinking, yeah, we're okay. We're gonna press them, go and win the ball, press him, press him, press him. One for one, man for man, go and press him. That's where the problem is. You can see where the problem is. The liner. I didn't even mean to draw that line. You can see this line here. That's where the problem is. In there. You know. But the thing is, the ball might not come from him because I don't think he can do that. Yes, maybe he can or not. He can just drop that ball in there. The keeper can drop the ball in there, and then he's in business. Foden is in business. Sterling is in business. Can go that way. Can go that way. De Bruyne as well. They have that with the keeper where he can drop stuff. He can drop those what do you call it? Those beautiful passes over the top into these areas for to cause damage. So he can do that. He can drop it in there. He can drop it in there into those areas to cause damage. And then City are in business. Mahrez will be flying down there and they're in business to score goals. So it's difficult for Chelsea. How they're gonna go? I personally, I think you're more safe with a low block and you defend the edge of your box and make them go wide. I think wide there and there makes it go wide. I think that's more rewarding than actually going and press. But they've done the press before. They pressed Chelsea before and they were successful. So I think they might actually go with that. So it's going to be key. That's the way the two teams will play. City will pass the ball the way they move. Third man runs. Options everywhere. Quick passing forward. They put the whole they got players in recovery positions when they lose the ball in these areas so they can win it back quickly. So you get hemmed in, there's nowhere to go. They play with the false number 9, so the center backs are not marking anybody. They go up 110% awake and aware because you're not marking anybody. And it's very difficult to be awake and aware when you're not marking anybody because they're thinking, okay, we can see everybody in front of me and split seconds, they're gone. These small, tiny players in the middle, Gundogan, Sterling, Foden, Silva, Bernardo Silva, they're very dangerous. So that's going to be the problem for Chelsea. That's the way City will do it. Chelsea will decide to press. They can press or they can play a low block. When they press, they win the ball high up and they're in business. One has to take his chances. If they drop back and play low block, they can actually let City have the side of the pitch and the wings. And then when they win the ball, they go, one will go sprint into the spaces. They probably go to the other side where theirs is. I think they've got quicker players on the wings as well that are faster than theirs. And John Stone is not quick as well. So one might as well go on to him. And I think that's where Chelsea will get joy from transition. in low blocks, when they win the ball in low blocks. So the key today is going to be who takes their chances first. All these games, you have to score first. I think if City could score first, then they'll probably just knock the ball around and make Chelsea come out and press and then just play around Chelsea. But if Chelsea score first, then Chelsea can sit deep, go into that low block, like we said, play in transition, get the ball quickly wide to run into those spaces behind City's fullbacks, and draw the centre backs out. They've got pace to bound Chelsea. I think the Walker is the only quick centre back that could match those that could match those quick players of Chelsea's. And yeah, it's going to be a very good game. Interesting. Looking forward to it. That's the end of the tactical analysis. I hope you like one of these videos. We've been doing some of them. We've done a lot as well. Make sure you check out all the other videos. Let me know what you think tactically. Let me know who you think the weaknesses and basically what do you think Chelsea will exploit. My screen is almost going. And yeah, it's back. So you can see that's the way it is. That's what I think will happen. Like I've got a feeling it's a 2-1, 2-1, 2-0 to City. And I think 2-1 to Chelsea. Chelsea are gonna win it. But I got the feeling it's gonna be City this time around. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you watch all our videos, share, like, subscribe, and it's remember there's always another game. So thank you very much.